Hi, it's me, Jordan Long here, and today everyone asks me, oh, why do I call it, what do I call the illness, why do I call it the sickness and illness? Because that's what it is. I know that every sickness and illness has a name, and a lot of the names are borrowed words anyway. To all the likenesses of this sickness or illness, either have it with white stuff or red stuff. So you could call it the white illness or the red illness. Now, why I don't call it by its name is I don't want the bad looking and watching that comes with it. You know, I don't want to put myself out there. Well, I already did, but I don't put myself out there for you two to be like, oh wow, you saying you're doing something wrong? You saying something about the illness you shouldn't be saying? Yeah. Well, at least YouTube isn't as bad as Twitter. Say Lucifer made the illness, because Lucifer did make this illness, and that God is going to stop this illness. Say something like that, and then you're going to lose your right, you're going to lose your gift of being on Twitter. Say it on YouTube, and something there, and nothing's going to happen. Well, anyway, everyone's like, oh well, Jordan, you know they take your body heat. Well, if that was, well, no, some they might, but sometimes taking one's body heat doesn't always give you the good read if someone has the illness or not. They could have some kind of other illness that have that same thing. I wasn't that lucky. When I got seeked for it, I'd have something jammed up my nose, and then someone tracking for 5 between. Yeah, you know. So anyway, yeah, maybe that might be one of the ways to knowing, but yeah. Why do I call it the sickness, the illness? Because that's just what I call it. You know? So anyway, it is a sickness and illness. And it's like, well, you put yourself out there when you talk about it, so you hope that what you're talking about is good. It's still one of the ongoing things, and you would think that would make a lot of looking and watching. But no, it's not true. At least not for me. You know, they always say, oh, you want to get more looking and watching, talk about the ongoing show, which that is one of them, and it doesn't really seem to work. Could be a lot worse, you know. Why don't call it by its name? Because I don't want someone saying, "Oh, Jordan, we already gave you a warning about that, and now you're talking about the sickness and illness. Well, it looks like we're gonna have to handicap you." Yeah, and right now, it is smooth to get yourself handicapped for talking about something like this. Yeah, you do got the right to talk about it. Don't get me wrong. But first off, it would be head cap illness, because crown is a French borrowed word. Two, virus is a Latin borrowed word. So right off, those are two borrowed words. If you want to be right, it'd be head cap illness, or white illness, or red illness, since all the likenesses always have it being red or white. And keep in mind, yeah. And I just don't, salt by name, because I don't want, they getting some kind of hang up over it. Oh, I see you were talking about this sickness and illness. Well, looks like we don't really have that much folks working here. Or if we do, they're working at home. and we got some kind of toll going around, you know, and don't get and the toll's still learning, and the toll makes a lot of fuck ups on live stream. You don't want to be the first one the toll fucks up on a non live stream film. Yeah, I call it what I want to call it. You know, I don't think Lucifer cares what you call his illness. You know, but I do know that this illness that Lucifer's made, God will stop. I know it looks that right now it looks like that's not happening, but keep in mind our time's slow and God's time is fast. Yeah. And I also want to get into that because someone had scared me by saying, "Oh, they take your heat. That's how they know." Nah, they might take your body heat and they might say, "Well, I think you got the illness." They don't know. So then you got to go see someone who's going to jam something up your nose to actually seek to see if you truly got the illness. Yeah. It's not like, "Oh, I took your body heat, you got the illness." No, it's like, "Oh, I took your body heat, you may or may not have the illness. You got to get looked at." So yeah, someone took my body heat and said, "I don't know, you might have the illness." So then I went and went to my hill or whatever, and they jammed something in my nose and counted up to 10, up to about five between. All right, this is gonna be a bit, and I'm gonna count. And all right, I'm gonna count five between. We'll start doing it. Yeah, and then it was sent, and it came back. I didn't have it. So for all you folks that think taking your body temperature and goes, "Oh, you have the illness," no, no one knows. That's why you got to go get looked at after you get your body heat taken to make sure that whatever it is, it's not the illness. So yeah, the true seeking of the illness is when someone jams something up your nose, counts to five, counts about five between or whatever, and then whatever they do, they send whatever they sent to somewhere, and they look at it to see if what's in there is not the illness. Yeah. So it is what it is. All right. I'm Jordan Long, and I hope you like this film.